Good morning, everyone. This is Vera with a reading for the equinox, for the collective. And this is an archetype reading, as we are, I believe, falling out of the restrictions of old archetypes in these times. And one of the major ones is, I just found my little, put this out, my little turtle. Okay, so we are transmuting, transfiguring, redefining, healing, understanding, aligning, falling into our own, each own soul's soft dignity, which we are here to experience. And we are at the same time, still living through and dealing with and living with stories and archetypes, some of which are religious, mythological, astrological, scientific even, some of which come from psychology. So what I have here is, this is to hold us. This will be underneath to hold us, what's available to hold us in the ancestry of in the energy of the ancestors that they offer us. This is to ask for the masculine and feminine where they are feeling pain right now. This is what is offered by the water trine as we go into the fall. This is what is offered by the earth trine as we move from summer into fall. What fire may offer us, what air may offer us. This is to ask about any shame that the feminine is holding and any shame that the masculine is holding. This is what the masculine feels is their capability that hasn't been, and what the feminine feels is their capability that hasn't been seen, that has been neglected. And then I think this will probably, we'll see, but it may end up being in two parts. But first I'm going to ask where they're feeling pain at this time. First, as we come into this balancing point of this equinox in this intense year and time, in our current understandings, in our past understandings, in our future intuitions, as a collective, as a non-binary, gorgeous spectrum of, okay, this is where the masculine is feeling pain, and it's in having to, I had set this up so that I knew where the card would be best seen by you all from the camera. So this is the Seven of Wands. So the masculine energy within all of us is feeling pain in the very act of having to defend itself, its true nature. It's in having to defend and come into a sort of, I want to say stasis, even a stasis of deliberately defining itself, and not in the ways that the patriarchy has defined it, and not, maybe even as its, female counterparts, mother, sister, any female, just as it's been defined as masculine, as all the things, it holds all the things that the feminine doesn't hold. When we're thinking in a binary way, which we are moving quickly out of, and it's never been all that's been going on. But anyway, this is where the masculine is currently, as we go into this equinox, feeling pain. And it's the pain of having to assert, almost not knowing how to assert oneself in a non-aggressive way, but still be able to hold one's ground. And also for the more soft emanations of the masculine, how to actually hold that ground when one has never truly felt connected with that assertive or aggressiveness, when one has always rejected that. So this is a pain that the pain that the masculine energy is currently holding is that actually that act of actually having to hold and somehow defend one's right to exist in their soul's true dignity, or ability in this landscape. Okay, and then for the feminine, it's the Eight of Swords. She's feeling the pain of just feeling like she can't see straight. Like she's been told so many lies about who she is and about what her experience has been. I mean, you just look at the current political landscape. She's been told so many lies and told that her experience doesn't count, it is not real, and shouldn't be, again, it's similar to what the masculine's feeling. It shouldn't be listened to, shouldn't be acknowledged, shouldn't be reconciled, shouldn't be, it's not allowed. It's not allowed. And it makes her feel extremely confused because what she knows is true. What she knows is her soul's true experience, her soul's true expression has been bound. And it even becomes something that she does to herself because it's so confusing to live in this culture. Okay, and what's available between them? Six of Cups. A remembrance. And I don't see this as a remembrance as remembering the past. I see this as a remembrance as bringing all time to one place. Remember, we are equal. We are love. We are possibility. We are emanation. Okay, I'm going to put that in the middle with the turtle here. Okay, and that was the Six of Cups. And then under that is the Ace of Cups. I'll just put that there for a minute. Okay. The shame. I want to make sure that my camera's still going. Sorry, guys. It's a little bit of my shame as I get used to actually having a YouTube channel for this work that I've always done much more privately. Okay. All right, we'll put that back for a moment. How can I love more? Know your senses. Okay. And what I see for fire, the fire energy, what I got as I came to this reading is what the fire energy offers us at this time is the gorgeous, brilliant, just undeniable but warm expression of our intellects. I know that usually goes more with the air, but that's what I'm getting for today. Ooh, and it's the devil. Okay. So, we asked about pain to begin with, and I think when I've been getting the devil card lately, what I've read it as is these old ideas that we must just break through. We are breaking through with that fiery, constantly renewing fire of our intellect. We, language changes, ideas change, archetypes change, the ways that we understand ourselves change, and we are coming we are so fully letting go. It's almost like I shouldn't be using the archetypes today. We're so fully letting go of old ideas. Okay, and then for the air, or ideas, maybe not old ideas, ideas that have become or are in this moment restrictive in any way. What the air energy is offering us is the King of Cups. So the air is usually considered more of the intellect with the swords and air. Yeah, so this is a flowy, yet self-contained, very capable, not like loosey-goosey all over the place. Like there's a measure to it. Not that there's anything wrong with loosey-goosey. I don't want to shame any way of existing, but this is a capable method of loving. I think that's all I need to say. I could try to explain that more, but I think that's enough. Okay. Where is the feminine and where is the masculine? Where are they currently, or where do they almost have ingrained in them in the story that they have lived by and have lived within? Where are they feeling and releasing? This is a reading and this is a prayer. Where are they feeling? Where are they releasing shame? The feminine, it's the Ace of Cups. I mean, I think that she feels shame. She has felt shame in love, in the giddy capacity she has to just utterly love. And she has felt shame in that, perhaps because she's been told that her experience is not correct, is not valid. So that is a surprising card, but in a way not a surprising card to get for the feminine, where she's felt shame. I'm going to shuffle one more time before I draw the masculine. Okay, and for the masculine, it's the Queen of Wands, which here I'm going to take this as female sexuality, even though it's in the male position. I think he's felt shame around how to access or engage with the feminine. Okay, well that was frustrating because I don't know when the camera stopped rolling, but you know what? I think my daughter, who is born in the 21st century, may be able to help me edit this later, so I'm just going to go back a little bit because I don't know where it stopped. But so for the feminine, we have this, where is she feeling shame, and it's in how to express her joy. It's in the ability of, it's in her giddiness. She has felt shame about her giddiness, her absolute capacity to just fully love and fall into that and express that. And I think part of why she has felt that is because of this being denied, feeling like her true experience is valid. So then thus her experience of joy comes into question and brings her shame. There's not much room for joy in this culture, especially for deep, true feminine joy. There just isn't. There hasn't been. There is now. We are moving toward. That's what's happening. There is room for that now. But anyway, so she has felt that shame. That's where she's felt shame. And I said before, when I'm asking where they feel shame, it's a prayer. We're asking for release of this shame. And this is, they may offer this. Okay, and then for the masculine, I got the Queen of Wands, and I read that as a shame around not knowing how to access or engage with or cohabit with or, come into union with feminine sexuality. Okay. And and maybe feminine aspects of their own sexuality. And this relates to their feeling like almost just injured and tired and having to stand this ground and not knowing how to stand the ground in a way that's not taken as aggressive, in a way that is not aggressive. Sometimes we don't see people clearly because of all these assumptions that, this accumulation of archetypes that we are seeing people through the lenses of. Anyway, so both have felt unable to share like these joys because they have felt, because they are used to feeling invalidated with the feminine more feeling invalidated that she doesn't know her own experience, and the masculine that he, by being his true self, is somehow hurting others. Okay, so okay, and they felt shame around joy and sex. Okay, but we're offered this King of Cups here from air, and it's capable, it's good ways of holding and expressing joy in our lives. Okay, and we are moving away from, fire is helping us burn through any old ways of thinking about anything at all. You know, especially with regard to archetypes and seeing ourselves in each other and our experiences clearly. Okay, the camera is still rolling, so I will keep going and hope this is all working. Let's see. Okay, so next I'm going to see what the water trine is offering us as we go into the fall. And we have, oh my goodness, I keep seeing this one. Okay, so this is a curiosity. This is a curiosity about what might happen if we let down our burdens. And I would say that this fire above the water here, we are burdened, we are blinded by these old ways of defining. And we're burning through that, and we're curious. We're gently curious in the cloudy light near the fire of what experience we might have if we let down this burden that we are so used to bearing. Okay, and then for the earth, archangels. I suppose this relates to the judgment card. But it also reminds me of the high priestess. She's carrying this scroll, and she's feminine looking angel. We actually have also, this looks like the magician to some degree in the back. So the earth trine is offering us clarity, the clarity of of this heralded and joyous and stunning transformation. Okay, so the next one I'm going to switch it. This will be the masculine, this the feminine, where they have felt what they have to offer has been neglected, which is also something that relates to what came up in the shame position as well. My kitty cat. One of my cats is wanting something, the other two are napping. 3 of Wands, reversed for the masculine. So sort of an ability to be receptive, to place ideas out there and be receptive, to place emotions out there and then wait and be receptive, sort of a way of being feminine. And this, how I've been reading reversals lately is that the transformation that we're seeking can be easier than we might have ever imagined it to be. So you, masculine, you are allowed to receive. You are allowed to receive love. You are allowed to receive success. You are allowed to receive correspondence. You are allowed to receive, joy in your works. Okay, and then death reversed for the feminine. Okay, so I suppose her destructive ability in some way, women are so seen as like the nurturers and the carers and, so much about birth and, which I'm not taking away from any of that, but, there's multiple sides to every expression. And the female, when you think about certain things, like men are valorized for wars, women are not valorized for moments where they have to choose death. I'm thinking about reproductive choice. I'm thinking about, and where they choose to transform. that's been seen more as a male thing to do. Women are supposed to be how they're told to be, relates to these swords. And so this is an ease. The way we transform can feel not like a death. It can ease, because I think sometimes women don't want to transform because they don't want to upset everyone. But then they are still stuck. And so this is saying this capability that you have to change is okay. It's acceptable. And again, both of these things may happen more easily than you might have ever hoped for. Okay. I'm going to show these cards, and then I'm going to pull some more cards. But I'm just going to take you through them. So just here in the middle of the reading, I want to take you through what we have so far. So for the masculine and feminine archetypes and energies, where they're feeling pain. The masculine is feeling pain in figuring out how to stand their ground in a new way that is not aggressive and that is not seen as aggressive, no matter how it's felt on the inside. And the feminine is feeling pain around being told, feeling confusion around being told that her experiences are not true and are not valid, and her understanding of herself is incorrect. And so that's where she's feeling pain. And I guess actually the masculine is also feeling that pain, that his understanding and expression of himself has not been seen as and is incorrect in some way. Okay. And next, the feminine is feeling shame around expressing her own joyous love. And the masculine is feeling shame around how to approach and engage with this love of the feminine. However that expresses. I'm not trying to say that we're all heterosexual by any means, okay? The fiery energy is helping us burn through depleted and constrictive ideas. The air energy at this time is helping us find new methods for holding our joy and our care in our society and between each other. Also with the pain, what came up at the end was that we may in this time, not remembering and not looking forward, but remembering in the sense of like, here we are in the moment, let us remember who we are and how we are equal and how much we care for each other. Where the masculine is felt neglected, his capabilities neglected are his ability to be receptive, to have his ideas go out there and be successful, and to be able to also have his love go out there and be returned. And then the feminine has felt like her capability for change and for causing change has been unallowed. And so both of these things, and she's been scared that it will hurt people, just as the masculine has been scared maybe that his ways might hurt people, okay? And so what we need to know is that these things can transform and transfigure more easily than we may have ever hoped they might, okay? And I'm going to read some more cards in just a moment. I remembered that I wanted to read you a poem by Sappho. Let me find that one. It's called Alone. Alone, the moon and the Pleiades are set. It is midnight and time spins away. I lie in my bed alone. That's Sappho, translated by Willis Barnstone. I'll read it one more time. Alone, the moon and the Pleiades are set. It is midnight and time spins away. I lie in my bed alone. Okay, Sappho as an ancestor. Let's see what the ancestral energies, I'll use my older deck, oldest deck, are offering us at the time of this equinox. Offerings. Okay. They're offering us a quiet moving away. A gentle, we've been worried. Both the the feminine here and the masculine here have been worried about causing harm, as we change. And as we burn through this old, as we come into this new. Okay, the change, it can be careful, it can be gradual, and it can be easy. That card does not look easy, but the sun and moon watch us as they watched over Sappho. And we can do it. We can do it. We are able. We are doing it. We are doing it. Okay, another one just came out. And we are clear. We are clear. And we are valiant. We are valiant. Look what's on the bottom. Judgment again. We had judgment here as what the earth trine as we move into fall, from summer into fall, is offering us. This joyous change. It's stunning, maybe even a little bit shocking, and it is allowing, it's collapsing old ideas so that we allow this sense of time that we haven't had because we've had all these, and this sense of self that we haven't had because we've had all these ideas accumulated on it, on the idea of self, the idea of other, the idea of time and how time works, and joy and where joy is allowed to, have any place within our idea of time. And we are making grave and gracious and solemn changes, and we are living through an intense shift, and we get the Hermit upside down. So there can be an ease in solitude that, and here's the change, and it may feel, freaky. I was seeing in another video about the Six of Swords, a card I've been a little obsessed with lately. Change is freaky. And when you look at the Six of Swords, it's like, oh, it's kind of similar to the Eight of Cups. We're moving, it's happening. But it still might be lonely, and it still might be hard, and we still might be tired, and it still might be really scary. Because we're used to things. We're used to things as they've been. But we can do it. We can do it, and we are valiant. We are valiant. And the ancestors are, I'm not going to swear on this channel, but they are very proud of us. They are proud. They are proud of our navigation. They are proud of our momentum. They are proud of our ability. They are proud of our stamina. They love us. Okay. I'm going to draw some more cards because I also wanted to look at a couple of archetypes. So I will do that. I'm going to reset the cloths a little bit. Before I reset the cloths, I wanted to just show you the cards again as if you were here with me and just could be looking at them. Even holding and touching them as you wish, So these are what the ancestors are offering us. And it's pretty intense, but what I'm telling you is they're with us, you know. These are times of intense change. But intensity can bring you joy. Look how curious you are. Water trine energy. You know. I wonder if this is a version of the Six of Swords that I've been so obsessed with lately. I don't try to draw direct correspondences with this deck, which I call the deck that freaks me out because a friend just sent it to me out of the blue. And I just let them sit in themselves. And because one thing I've really been talking about a lot is we do not have to refer to the old correspondences, you know. We don't have to assume as women that if we change or create change, we are bad or we are hurting or we are destroying, you know. Perhaps we're creating. Perhaps this is a deep caring that's happening. And in any case, it is valiant. It is honorable. Okay, and the masculine, you know, you do not have to be this, which you were worried about being. Look at the difference between these wands. You do not have to stand your ground in this way. You can stand your ground in this way. You can be receptive to joy, to success, to love. What you put out there can return to you. And also what you are open to can flow toward you without having to be seen or to act in this old way that you do not want to act in. And the feminine, see the difference? There's a clarity and a naturalness here that is not available here because you have been invalidated. But your abilities are not invalid, and neither are any of your experiences, either of you. All of you, all of us, all along the multicolored, beveled spectrum of existence. So, as we rebalance and recalibrate at this equinox, I just wanted to pull in some archetypes. The other day I got Mary. In my Chiron reading, I got this card from this deck that looks sort of like Mary. So then I was thinking about Mary as a Chiron figure, as a wounded healer. So this over here in the water, in the emotional energy, is going to be Mary. Chiron, you know. Oh, and the Mary card from this deck had a supplicant, so it's a little bit like Mary and then Mary Magdalene with her, you know, washing her feet. So in this, I'm going to put Osiris, Jesus, Chiron, Mary, and Mary Magdalene as these wounded healers. And what did we get? Look at that. Can you all see that well? It's the Seven of Lights in this deck, and it looks like a phoenix. It's a very soft phoenix rising in the clouds. And then this renewed earth. It kind of reminds me of that movie Moana, the renewed earth goddess, that Disney movie. So it's renewal. It's renewal. That's what is in the place of the wounded healer. We don't have to be wounded healers anymore. We're moving into new ways of thinking. And I was talking about how psychology is also a set of archetypes too. So when we think of how we think of our wounds and our shames and our, you know, our injuries, we can refer differently now. We don't have to refer as the wounded healer or as the one that causes any injury. You know, we can think of ourselves as bodies which are able to renew, as forms of existence which are able to renew. Okay, and then this is going to be this, where the earthy energy was, I'm going to put Lilith. I think I'll put Jesus there as well. Lilith. And Eve. Eve might go here. I have this, there's a quote that I love that's about Eve. It's the mental expression of the feminine. So I'm going to put Eve here. And I may put Adam as the fire. Yeah. Eve, Adam, Lilith. And these are not. And nobody is in the wrong, and nobody, there's not room for anybody. There's room for everybody, and we are all, as one of my favorite tarot readers online says, we are all children of God. That's Ultraviolet Dove. I love her tarot readings. She's one of the people who inspired me to start doing it online. This one wants to stay. This is about feeling left out. Amazing. Tarot is amazing. So, I was just talking about the energy of Lilith, and this grounding here, and this energy of feeling having felt left out in this earthy, material world. All that is felt left out, and it relates back to this one, with the feminine being told her experience is not valid, is not real. She's imagining it. She's misinterpreting it. She doesn't know her own experience, her own soul's true shape. Of course she knows that. Of course she knows it. But here's how Lilith has felt. Okay. And may still feel in these days, if you look at the news. Okay. I'll do Eve, upside down Page of Wands. So Eve begins things. Eve begins the old story in a way. Yeah. Anyway, it's reversed, so it relates to renewing of the story. And Eve and Lilith. I'm going to draw a card for Eve and Lilith, but what is connecting Eve and Lilith right now? Draw that card. Okay, so I'm about to draw a card for Lilith and Eve and what connects them. And first thing I see is the world. Second thing I see is the hermit. And so it's the feminine that's been hidden and the feminine that's been seen, and the ways in which both of those have been maligned. Okay, and this one wants to come out. And it is a very jolly Page of Wands. Okay, so again, let's begin again. And this Page of Wands, I don't know if it looks masculine or feminine. It could go either way. This one could kind of go either way too. So we can begin again. We are creatures of renewal. Okay. We all are the world. Yes, 7 Thai school ladies. And we all, retreat from the world at times as well. We are all individual. We are all individual and holy under these stars and are of these stars. And we all create this world together. And it's gorgeous. And this little situation of water or scarf or whatever reminds me of a snake. The snake's here too. The animals are here with us. And they are not bad. And we are not bad. And we begin again. Lilith and Eve, we begin again. And I'll draw for Adam. Is he going to come from the same deck? Sure. No, I think I'll draw for him from the same deck. And then I'm going to also draw one from this Kawaii deck for Adam. broken-hearted Adam, broken-hearted. And the broken heart is this fractured way of looking at the feminine, fracturing her with this weird sight and definition. And then it is the brokenness of his heart as well. It's the brokenness of his heart as well. And I think it came up upside down, which means that it can be, in these times and after all these centuries, mended more easily and quickly than we may have hoped. It's in the fiery, atomy spot. The Kundalini is not to be feared. That sweet little snake, right? Okay, and to finish, I'm just going to draw again for like, what is the feminine's hope? What is the masculine's hope? And what is possible? What is in the field of current potential? The field of potentiality as we approach the equinox this weekend, this coming weekend. So hope, hope, possibility, possibility. I think I will draw for hope from the old deck. He's hoping to walk away from arguing. He is hoping to walk away from arguing, from an argument, from a heaviness. And she is hoping for the sun, and it's upside down, so it's a heraldic, amazing joy. But I think that it being reversed means that it's closer than we realize. It makes it less of this. It's softer. It comes in more gently. It comes in less suddenly and more, and maybe less brightly even than we imagine, but also more easily than we might imagine. Her potential is to let go. Is to let go of this disbelief, of this trained disbelief in her own experience, her own intuition, her own soul's expression, what she knows, and to leave that behind. And it came out reversed again, so to leave that behind more easily than she might have expected to be possible, and his to come to more easily than he might have thought possible is to find a justice, you know. And I think both of these, it's kind of weird what came out, but the field of potential is to find this balance and justice, move away from this argument and come into this balance point as we move into Libra season, as we move into the equinox. And hers is to believe in her own possibility and in her own truth. Okay. And then I think I'll draw one for what brings them together. What is shared in the field of possibility. They're both a little scared. And they're both curious. They're both curious. Okay, so that's slower than some might want, but and underneath we have the Knight of Pentacles. And then I'm going to also draw for each is hope, what the other might offer. Within that hope. The feminine offers the Six of Cups. Upside down, so again it's coming more easily. This remembrance of who we truly are. This acknowledgement. And then the masculine, the Five of Pentacles, so a ceasing to feel alone. A ceasing to feel so alone. As Lilith felt alone. There are aspects of the masculine, and I was trying to think of which other aspects, to put with Adam. His ceasing to feel alone. Okay, and then I'm going to draw, just because I feel like I get a couple more cards from the ancestors. Okay, Queen of Pentacles, ability to make your dreams come true with the materials of this earth, as we are the materials of this earth. Also, the King of Pentacles. Oh, brother, I couldn't have even, that is almost corny. I couldn't have even, that was, wow. Okay, so we are able, in our renewing, to make and to remember how holy and how whole we truly are, each and every one of us, and as the materials of this world, and as the motions of renewal, as the bodies of renewal. I think I better end it there. That's a good place to end it for the equinox. Everybody have a great, wonderful weekend. Lots and lots of love to you all.